English Idiom Lesson 4. Let's begin. To come to an end. To come to an end. It means to end, to stop. This idiom is used with finally and never when some activity lasts too long. For example, the meeting finally came to an end at 10 o'clock in the evening. Even though my friends seemed to enjoy the movie, I thought that it would never come to an end. Next, to go through. To undergo, to experience, to consume, to use up. The first definition is used when someone is having some hardship or difficulty. I can't believe what she went through to get the job. She had 4 interviews with the hiring committee in 1 week. Frank said that they had gone through all the toilet paper in the house, but Steve couldn't believe that they had used it all up. Next, to go without saying. To be known without the need to mention. This idiom occurs with a that clause, often with the pronoun it as a subject. It goes without saying that you shouldn't drive quickly in bad weather. That he will gain weight if he continues to eat and drink so much goes without saying. To put someone on. To mislead by joking or tricking. This idiom is usually used in a continuous tense form. A noun object must divide the idiom. For example, don't worry, I wouldn't expect you to do all that work by yourself. I'm just putting you on. Second, Jack can't be serious about what he said. He must be putting us on. Next, to keep one's head. To keep one's head. It means to remain calm during an emergency. Uses in examples are: when the heater caused a fire, Gloria kept her head and phoned for assistance right away. Otherwise, the whole house might have burned down. When the boat started sinking in heavy seas, the crew members kept their heads and led passengers to the lifeboats. To lose one's head. To lose one's head. It means not to think clearly, to lose one's self-control. Examples in sentences are: when Mel saw a dog in the street right in front of his car, he lost his head and drove the sidewalk and into a tree. If the politician hadn't gotten stirred up and lost his head, he never would have criticized this opponent unfairly. Next, run of the mill. Run of the mill. Lacking unusual or special aspects, just an ordinary. Drama actors is just run of the mill. It's high time to break stereotype and get out of run of the mill. Narrow-minded. Narrow-minded. Not willing to accept the ideas of others. The opposite of narrow-minded is broad-minded, the one who accepts ideas of the others. Narrow-minded people tend to discriminate against groups of people with which they have nothing in common. Ted is so broad-minded that he has almost no standards by which he judges others. Next, to stand up. To withstand use or wear. To fail to appear for a date or a social engagement. My old car has stood up well over the years. I haven't had any major problems at all. Janet was very angry because her new boyfriend stood her up on their second date. She waited over an hour for him before returning home. To get the better of. To get the better of. To win or defeat by gaining an advantage over someone. To win or defeat by gaining an advantage over someone. Jim doesn't seem very athletic at tennis, but if you are not careful, he will get the better of you. Lynn gets frustrated when Bruce gets the better of her in arguments, no matter what she says. He always has a clever response. Next, to break loose. To break loose. To become free or loose. To escape. During the bad storm, the boat broke loose from the landing and drifted out to sea. One bicyclist broke loose from the pack of racers and pulled ahead towards the finish line. On edge. On edge. Nervous, anxious, upset, irritable. Cynthia was on edge all day about the important presentation she had to give to the local citizens group. I don't like being around Jake when he is on the edge. Like that. Someone should tell him to calm down and relax. Next, to waste one's breath. To waste one's breath. It means not be able to convince someone. This idiom is used when someone is wasting time trying to convince other person. The idiom to save one's breath is related and means not to waste efforts trying to convince someone. Examples are: don't argue with Frank any longer. You're wasting your breath trying to get him to agree with you. I have already decided what I am going to do. You can't change my mind, so save your breath. Next, to cut short. To make shorter, to interrupt. Examples are: the moderator asked the speaker to cut short his talk because there wasn't much time remaining for the questions from the audience. We were very unfortunate when we received bad news from home that forced us to cut our trip short. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share.